stalling, waiting for the recorder to open up here. There, it finally did. These things you have to deal with. It's 7:46 right now. Chris Anderson, White Township manager, is with us this morning. I want to start right there with weather and snow and ice and all of that stuff. Our visit this morning presented by Marcus and Mack, voted best law firm, best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row, the best of Indiana County contests. Visit them online at marcusandmack.com. So the forecast again calling for ice, freezing drizzle tomorrow morning, snow and ice late in the afternoon. We just went through this over the weekend, and I don't think we appreciate how heavy ice gets. You see the number of branches and trees that come down, Chris. It's pretty amazing.
I was out Saturday evening with the ice and the branches down, trees down, and it's certainly been unique here. And I heard the Weather Channel called the next few weeks here with our areas being snow trained, that there's going to be one snowstorm or ice storm after the next. And and I mean, if you look over the last couple of years, we really haven't had that. This is the first winter in a few years now that we've actually had some of these snows, these nuisance snows where you still have to make it out and treat, and some bigger ones.
You got to be a little bit of a scientist and a prognosticator to figure out how you're going to approach a road situation. Here's a forecast today calling for 1 to 2 inches of snow by midnight tonight. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow you start with freezing drizzle on top of that, and you've got snow and ice coming later in the afternoon. You have to figure out, well, what does that mean in terms of the way we treat it? If we just throw down salt and then the rain comes and washes that salt off the road, we've just wasted a whole bunch of salt.
Yeah, and I'll give my crews all the credit in the world. They know when to pre-treat. They know when to hit it. They know. I will tell you that ice before the snow is always the worst. That's the one that gets them. If you get a glaze of ice down and then it snows on top, that's the tough one. But yeah, I give them credit, all the credit in the world. They tell me, hey, this is our game plan, and we talk it through, and usually it works out.
Yeah, well, salt resources, like a lot of things, are really tight all across the region. Does White Township have sufficient?
I don't know if it's sufficient, but we have salt. We have some ordered. We've used a ton of salt this year, and I mean a ton, but way more than
literally tons.
Yeah,
tons
than what we typically do. And I will tell you that the last 2 years we were on the fence for paying a penalty because we didn't order enough salt. Mm-hmm. So the last 2 years we didn't use any salt, and now this year we're using our allotment plus. And we sign up with the Department of General Services salt contract through the state of Pennsylvania, and we get a fairly reasonable price compared to other municipalities, other companies, where we get a fairly good price, and then we get an allotment of how much we can order. And there's several municipalities that did not sign up for that contract, and they've reached out to us to say, hey, can we piggyback your contract? Can we get some salt? And unfortunately, we haven't been in a position to help some of these out. But
is that something that typically occurs, that if you're on the verge of not ordering enough salt, some other municipality says, hey, we'll jump in on and help you out with that?
You can to a certain extent. There's definitely some restrictions there, but yes, you can, as long as it's a municipal to municipal, we can work with them.
Yeah. Now you're using salt on roadways. You're also using them on parking lots and sidewalks, where White Township is responsible for sidewalks.
Not a lot of sidewalks, but we do some of our parks, the rec complex, Getty Heights Park, a little bit of Kennedy King, but not many sidewalks or big parking lots.
And when you get into weather patterns like this, of course, you're making a call, and you also have to keep the long range in mind as well. Well, are we going to have enough to make it through the winter with what the forecast is calling for long range? We're going to have AccuWeather on with us in our next hour to talk about what the long range looks like for us for the rest of February and into March.
Hopefully there's a little bit of sun in there. We could definitely use it.
Well, certainly winter is a challenge for any municipality, but spring is coming. And,
it is.
And there's a lot on the agenda for White Township in the spring.
We always have a ton of projects. These last couple of years, we've done more infrastructure projects than we have in a long time. And to start off, Heritage Run Road this morning is closed. We have a contractor there. Just by nature of taking over some roadways, we inherited a 36-inch pipe that has developed some issues over the last 20 years. So Heritage Run Road, there's a stormwater replacement line, or stormwater replacement that they're doing. It's cutting across the intersection of West Oak Court and Heritage Run Road. So that will be very limited today. They will work to get the buses through when they come through this afternoon, but no through traffic. They can get this job completed today and be out of here than take a couple weeks.
Yeah, especially with the weather coming. You don't
Yep.
want to be involved in all of that. So remember that, boys and girls. Heritage Run Road is closed today, and West Oak Court as well. The spring brings on some projects that you've been looking forward to getting underway, too.
Yeah, so we have the amphitheater project out at the rec complex. We're going to kick that project off. We have a stormwater improvement project in Chevy Chase. We talked several years ago about phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 of the stormwater line replacement project. Now we're going to go in and put some retention or detention. We're going to put some underground stormwater in with a rain garden, help with the water quality, water retention.
Yeah.
We have a stream bank improvement project down at the municipal building there. We're going to reestablish some of the riparian buffer there along the stream bank. And then getting ready for the paving project paving project, seal coating. We're going to do some ditch work this year. We have the municipal building expansion that we're going to be kicking off. So there's certainly a lot of things going on.
Yeah. A part of getting the streets ready for a paving project is you get to get the brand new street sweeper out there, huh?
Yeah, we did. We
Take a spin in it yet?
No, we haven't even got it yet. We ordered a new street sweeper for 2025 here. The one we had, we got a really good deal on several years ago, and it's when you go to do a cul-de-sac, it's just a little bit big, but man, we really did get a good deal. It was a leftover through one of our main suppliers. We had it. It's been a great machine. It still has a lot of life in it. We are going to be putting that one out for sale or selling locally to another municipality. So we're taking delivery here in March of a new one. It's going to be slick. Going to be able to go in these neighborhoods, come around these cul-de-sacs, and
Yeah.
lifetime guarantee on the hopper, the bin that collects the debris. And if you think about a street sweeper, it's pulling in those rocks, debris, whatever, and it's blasting against the sides of that hopper, and it's almost like a sandblaster. So it wears through that stuff pretty quickly. And this new one is designed in a way that it's going to hopefully last us.
And a lifetime guarantee.
Yeah, just for certain pieces, but it'll really help out. Your
life or its, huh?
Yeah.
I guess everything is a lifetime guarantee when you get around to that. And you mentioned the paving project. I'm sure that the refinement of the plans of what gets paved is ongoing always, and you're trying to determine what are the best roads to get paved. And you've already got a pretty good idea.
Yeah, we do. We finished Apache Drive stormwater last year, so we are going to pave Apache. There's a couple little small streets, Harrison, things like that are going to make the list. And then the other ones that are on the fence, we'll do a road tour here after winter just to see how the winter treated some of these roads and put the final list together. And kind of kind of a couple tons you put down of salt in the winter equals to a ton or so of asphalt you don't get to put down in the summer. It's a balancing act like that as well.
Business for White Township Recreation Complex is really active in the wintertime. That's the real focal point. You've got a lot of other venues that are much more active through the course of the year, but right now focused on the S&T Bank Arena, huh?
Yeah, so hockey's still going strong. We had the big figure skating competition last week. We had the some indoor soccer kicking off, getting ready for the spring season here. It's parking lot's full.
Yeah.
Mentioned that Walk Works route. I walk out there every Thursday at lunchtime. So 12 or 12:15, if you want to walk, come out there on Thursday afternoon and do a couple laps around the arena or the complex with me. It's always busy out there.
Do the group tour, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, let's talk comprehensive plan.
Yep.
That is something up for review too.
Yeah, so we in 2020 we did the White Township Comprehensive Plan update, and it was an update to our 2008 plan. And a lot of these municipalities, they'll go years and years and years and years without updating their plan. And I've taken the stance that, hey, let's do a mini plan every couple of years just to share what we're doing and what the new ideas and visions are. So in 2020, that was our first plan that we put together. it basically had pat ourselves on the back with the projects that we did from 2008 till 2020, and then it gives us some key action items to move forward, and then it gave us like a 1 to 3 and a 3 to 5 year out of what our thoughts were on some of these projects, some of these neighborhoods, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm happy to say here in 2025 that we've completed a lot of those projects of the 2020 plan. So we're at a point now where we can that list that's completed, we can add to it. We can leave it in the plan to show everybody that the work the projects work we've completed over the last several years. And then these are the new action items. Mm-hmm. And we know as development grows, as some of the road network changes, some of these road improvements, not all the key action items stay the same. So it's more of a fluid type planning process. And I'm excited to kick out a 2025 plan this year, and just give us some new key ideas. And when we go for grant funding, or we look at projects, we look at this plan, and we can share that with DCED or DGS or the Commonwealth Finance Authority, mm-hmm. and say, hey, we're planning this project. We've had some public input on this, and the community needs this, and it gives us some fuel to go after some funding and complete that project.
Yeah. All right. So that is all going on right now. Planning Commission tonight.
Planning Commission tonight, there's a real big one on there. There is 7 Brews, which I've heard some people excited about, and then also Rural King.
Rural King.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people excited about the Rural King.
Yeah, that's been sort of an open secret that it's coming for a pretty long time, and I don't think it's even been formally announced, but Indiana Mall, right?
No, they've purchased the property, and they've gone through their due diligence behind the scenes of some planning and stuff like that. But, yeah.
So that'll be on the agenda.
On the agenda this evening.
Planning Commission tonight. Supervisors then tomorrow.
Supervisors, yes, and we always have a full agenda there. We're the subdivision land development ordinance that we've been working on updating. We're gonna push that out for public review and send it to the county for review, and then April we're gonna designate as Safe Digging Month. We are gonna do that. And there's a couple other items on there. And talk about emergency authority. Talk about some other things, but full agenda.
Tons of things happening in White Township right now. Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
All good.
Well, thank you, sir, for coming in and telling us about it. We appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate having me, Todd.
There you go. Walking on Thursday at the S&T Bank Arena, White Township Recreation Complex. It's the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com.